another video by my hot boy R32 coming back from the dead. Stick around, check it out, and after the intro. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
Life is like a motherfucking dream. Fill my double cup up with some leans. Yeah, put my dick in your bitch clean. Yeah, rats come.
PMD, check it. I make $1 million every 6 months, and y'all hating my game, saying my name. They call me the wrong things, knowing I'm fly without wings, while some of y'all have to pull strings. In this era, I maintain the freak upon the beat. Master bass lines of Raphael Sadiq, lyrical mastermind, a genius. So don't snooze, no missions impossible. Ask Tom Cruise. I keep a joint lit when I have to spit a rough paragraph. Laugh when I'm busting your ass. Who want it? Come and see me like 112, and I rock that bell with Fox and L. E-Dub, Mr. Excitement, right? The Portuguese of rap, so come to the light. Yes, the recipient of this award goes to moi, the best qualified superstar. My squad stays on point like that. It's the joint.
Yeah, my squad stay on point like that.
It's the joint. New York, I'm in your area. DC, I'm in your area. New Jersey, I'm in your area.
PMD is a world premiere. It's the joint, stay on point, plus I'm feeling it. Niggas killing shit, trying to duplicate the manuscript. That's impossible, pray like a gospel. Overcoming setbacks, jumping over obstacles. Like Evil Knievel, on point like a needle. PMD's like the Beatles, back with another sequel to hip hop. Check 1, 2 and you don't stop. Rap with mainstream R&B and pop. Now the world's shocked. D doubles back with Mike Doc. Like it or not, we about to turn it up another notch. Mock speed, put it down for my siege. Raw breed, acres with the D, cause it's the joint.
My squad stays on point like that. It's the joint.
Yeah, my squad stay on point like that.
It's the joint.
BA, I'm in your area.
GA, I'm in your area.
Yeah, Chi-Town, I'm in your area. PMD is a world premiere.
My style's diggable, so I'm fat like that. I got a Benz too, and it's black like that. I got maize of chips, and they stack like that. A 5-year spread, and now we back like that. How dandy, niggas sitting in their room with brandy, way pissed off, thinking how they can't stand me. We robbed Sean for his pen, talking, not looking, shookin', a dead man walk.
You know me, from ripping flows with my homie, the one and only, genuine like Pony. You wanna ride? Then call me up when you're lonely. I'm Paris Smith the shit, great like Tony. I'm hitting.
Where from?
From Brentwood to San Quentin, I'ma keep rhyming, still representing. For my niggas up north and in the courts, until the MCs taking no shorts in this blood sport.
My squad stays on point like that. It's the joint.
Yeah, my squad stay on point like that.
It's the joint. Detroit, I'm in your area.
Cali, I'm in your area.
Philly, I'm in your area.
PMD is a world premiere. Ride or die, nigga.
What? This is it right here. You ain't know? Oh man. Oh man. What? Yo. Hey yo. Yo, if you gon' sleep on something, might as well be a bed. And if you gon' crack a nigga, might as well be a head. Cause if you targeting a lot, you might as well target a box that you gon' sleep in for years, all covered with rocks. Cause I think not, I pop shots, I double what y'all got. Your hot shots ain't got blocks, y'all boot out muchacha. I'm the days of school, now motherfucker rule. And I can drop my chain and corky and keep shit cool. That's how ice be, I'm priceless, the iciest. And I don't gotta wear fatigues to blow out your chest. My bullets thump when I'm laced in some fly shit pump. The baby now be on me daily, ain't no pop in the trunk. But if I pop the trunk, it's to hand you a rag, so you can wipe down the windows on the side of my Jag. Must I brag? My shit paid for, yours tagged, and every bitch you grab, chic bend on bag.
Hey yo, I hope you ain't tongue kissing your spouse, cause I be fucking her in the mouth. Type of nigga bucket your house. It's too slick, mean she be sucking my dick. And before you know it, I'ma have her stuffing my bricks. Jada, if I kiss you now, you die later. I've been nice since niggas was watching movies on beta. Ready to clap, everybody giving me daps. Cause believe it or not, be the one setting the trap. You listen to y'all shit, then listen to our shit. There ain't nothing y'all faggots could do but gossip. That's the reason now y'all niggas ain't got shit. Cause every time I turn around, you're on the lock stick. Niggas that's narrow, I just smack them with the barrel. Give it to them at the light like Kane's cousin Harold.
The Rough Riders, 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 the Rough Riders.
Fuck you and your son, y'all lower than scum. Show me the money, I show you a gun. Motherfucker, SP is spin the corner while you poly with done. I clap you, I clap him, and that's rule number one. You sucking my dick, and I don't give a fuck what you spit. Who you are, where you from, and who the fuck you can get. Cause I sell records, plus I got a jail record. Y'all niggas ain't saying shit until y'all bear weapons. And even when you dead, you can still fucking get it. A nigga that'll smack you, fuck around and clap you. Styles P, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Ain't no surprise, niggas. Only fuck with recognized niggas. Baby girl want the world, shake the pies, niggas. No top, take them in all shape and size, niggas. No lie, prefer them ready, do or die, niggas. What you want? Cutie staring at me like, damn, where you from? You be coming at me like, can I get some? Lick your lips for this brown sugar. Suck me like a thumb if you want till I come.
The Rough Riders, 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 the Rough Riders.
I be the DRAG-ON/orphan, comma, burning niggas often. They call me Dragon, I'm hot scorching. Keep the block posting, like a Dutch with the flames comatosing. In my eyes you can see what summer's holding. Realizing every guy I fried, they ain't riding. I burn to a degree of 130, my gun dirty. Cause it got one berry, so you better run, hurry up, catch one early. You wrong, trying to touch me. What type of shit you on? You better throw your boots on or your unflammable suits on. Cause I'm coming through in the Yukon. Black tenant with cats in it. Catch you while you smoking. So in your casket, throw the sack in it. But only half of it, cause y'all are half-ass, dude. And we are one hole, and y'all niggas is 1/2. My gun blast you, trying to out the flames. What are you, firemen? The drag's a hell of a backdraft, cause my fire retirement.
It's my survival instinct that keeps my head above the water. Every day I show another how I love a slaughter. Plug your daughter, full of more holes than sponges. Taxing businessmen for stocks over lunches. With these I shoot the breeze and extort enough keys from the Cubans to build a fucking fort. Caught up in something that I can't control. Trying to get a hold of a big roll of swole. Catch bodies like a cold and I stay sick, so face it. Make me chase it, I take your life and erase it. Waste it in the fucking streets, cause it ain't worth shit. The Undertaker take your ass under the earth quick. I love money, but scrambling's hot. So I snatch up my man and hit the gambling spot. 20 grand is got when nigga shot. When nigga left, what used to be his chest is now a mess under his fucking vest. Queens, New York, flush your shit. That's right. Yo, sour, smoke out the nasal. The pad thai noodle topped off with basil. 16 chapter rapper, I'm here to blaze you. Pop off material, get laid up and sprayed up just like arterial. Clementine 9, dripping venereal. Linguini linguistics that left my verbal lesson saucy. Send a message, leave you sleeping next to headless horsey. Play the plaintiff, I'ma slide up to prior engagements. Let you die in the basement, toast wine from the time of the ancient Turkish warriors, cobblestones in Macedonia. Albanians and Shkup, never living by the book. We fill the jails in France, USA in Italy. Never do dirt on no Roland, that shit's forbidden, G. Hold your singing from the top of the Jimmy, pickle pepper.
What's up, then, fool? Take a walk with me real fast. First of all, before we walk anywhere, bam. You know what I'm saying? You already know the vibe. You know what the fuck going on. Merch on the website, always live. So you've seen the video, obviously, because you watched it. I was there, you were there. Let me sit down for this one. So we did 3-piece wheels, right? Put a tire in a 3-piece wheel, and to give you an idea of the difficulty or ease of putting a tire in a 3-piece wheel, the way the wheels are shaped, let me close. The way the wheels, wow, oblique, that's all, folks. Anyways, the way the insides of the wheels are shaped, because it has a flat lip, basically the entire inside barrel is flat. So it's easy to stretch a tire on here, but in the video, you watch me use the shovel to push the tire on the bead on the other side, which is this side. And the reason I did that is because this side, let's see if I can zoom. This side of the tire has the thing where it has the drop center, right? But it's only like this big, so it's very small. To put a tire on, it makes it difficult only because when you have to put it on the flat part of the bead, the tire has nowhere to roll in and fold, which makes putting the top half of the tire on the machine, or the top part of the tire on the fucking wheel easier, right? If you can't do it, it makes it hard because the tire doesn't want to flex and doesn't want to move. So I put the shovel into here so that way it pushed this bead onto this bead here, because on this side, the tire's on the bead the entire time. There's no section where it dips down, then it dips back up right for the bead to lock, right? There's just a big flat section with an extra little lip on it just so the tire bead doesn't slide off of it. So that's why I had to kind of do that. And if you've never used a tire machine, you've never stretched tires, you never did that kind of shit, having a 3-piece wheel with a flat lip makes life a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? Where if you go back to one of my Lincoln videos where I put tires on my Daytons, those wheels, the tires are like this wide, and then the beads sat so far away from the lips that, you know, I wasn't really able to pop it on. So I had to use a cheetah to shove a shit ton of air into the tire to puff it up for it to catch on the fucking lips. You know what I'm saying? Luckily with a 3-piece wheel that's a flat lip, I don't gotta really fuck with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty fucking nice. But yeah, like wheel shapes are really important. Like if you look at the wheel here, this has a drop in it right here. So you gotta put the tire on, it's easy to get the tire over on here, and then back there, it's a little bit sucked in, and then as it comes back out to the edge of the wheel, it pops back out, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, little tire talk, you know what I'm saying? You see the stretch tire, I mean, it's interesting because this is a 10.5-inch wheel with a 225 40 18. And I didn't want to go to the 40 because the sidewall's tall, it kind of stretches mohawk look kind of, which I'm not really like a fan of. I like the low profile squared sidewall stretch look way better. Definitely one of my favorites. But if I want to run a cool ass tire or a tire that's more available, I have to run a 225 40. And I mentioned that in the previous video, so if you haven't watched it, previous video for this car anyways. So if you haven't watched it, you can go ahead and check it out. Got plenty of other videos, the Drift GTR, this car, all that shit's on there. Boom, 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 baby. Check that thing out, you heard? So anyways, sick tires on there. I'm feeling really good about that. You see I had to clean them up. The amount of brake dust on these wheels was absolutely insane. When they were on my black S13, the pads on there, definitely some dusty ass pads, which fucking sucked. I can't remember if the pads on these brakes are any good because it's been 10 years since I fucking drove this car. So we'll find out one day, right? So what else are we at? So I did that and that was tight. Now I have to, unfortunately, redo my fenders because I had my tires are here? No. I'd redo my fenders now with my gaps because now I lost all my gap. There's no gap here anymore. The tire's on it. So I have to redo them, push them out even wider than they already are to fit this tire, which also translates to me having probably trimmed this bumper, which also translates to me probably hammering the back wheel well in. It's never like a, oh yeah, just put some different tires on there and just go. It's never like that when you're trying to have a fitment and a stance and style and like everything I'm trying to do with my car, you know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind for in the future. So let's go here. My core support. This I cut out years ago because I'm an idiot and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna build a race car, right? So with that, I fucking decided to cut this out because with this removed, I'm like, oh, if I ever have to pull the motor trackside, you can just take the rad out, lift this up a little bit, and it'll just slide out. Bumper will come off, this will just slide right out. This won't be a big deal. It'll be a lot simpler, a lot easier, because this is a pain in the ass to get in here just due to the size of the, inline 6 cylinder, right? Plus, having this and this on here doesn't help. Those kind of shits. So that was my thought process back then to kind of like help it out. And I'm like, oh, the radiator, I'll just make brackets that go from here to here and then like here to here and like just, make brackets that just post off of these. That is not the fucking case. So don't build a race car unless you plan to drop fucking $50,000 to $80,000. If you don't, then don't bother. Fuck that shit. Can you build a race car cheaper? Sure, I'm sure you can. But anyways, so I have been looking for this piece for a very long time. How long? A few years. It's been in my shed for a while. I lost it. I couldn't find it. And crazy enough, I was looking for something else in my shed, and I spotted this without realizing I spotted it. My shit's piled in like crazy. So with that, I made the purchase to purchase this. You know what I'm saying? My nice little carbon fiber piece. And I was gonna use this as my core support. So the reason why I ended up searching for my metal piece is because when I lift up the car, right? Doesn't matter if I lift it up from this side, that side, the corner over here, the front corner over here, this flexes enough to where my radiator brackets, which are these guys, right? My radiator brackets, they do this. They'll be on, and then because it flexes so much, they sit like this. And then next thing you know, the radiator just kind of starts to pop off. And being how close this radiator already is, as you can see, it's touching the power steering pulley, because I have to pull it back some. And even then, that's like a 1/16 of an inch, it's less than a 1/4 of an inch gap in there. So I have to do that for my radiator, you know what I'm saying? I have to keep it to where it's much, much more rigid, more firm. So I found the piece, I tack welded it in there. I've been kind of dreading doing shit like this because like I have a nice painted bay. It looks pretty nice, painted chameleon, that's great, you know, turbo, all that shit. And then to do this like really sucks. And I did small tack welds just because I didn't want to get this big, fat, heavy burner, throw sparks everywhere, melt the paint like crazy and get it super hot. I can just put tack welds in it for now, it'll hold. And then later on, when I go to redo the engine bay, I'll finish the beads, no big deal, and then I'll lock that in. I also decided to, man, this thing is not fucking filming or zooming in for shit. So I decided to, you can see them here, all these little guys. Underneath, let's see if I can show you. Probably not. Yeah, I didn't think so. So underneath in here is where this piece goes underneath this piece here, where these two join. So I decided to put welds in there to help strengthen them more together because I knew I was gonna tack weld this here, tack weld that there. And even if I lifted the car, they're still going to be flex, but being that it's metal, it's gonna have way less flex, you know what I'm saying? So naturally, another thing too, is naturally the radiator, hold on. Naturally, these go like this. So you put this on top of the radiator like this, these bolt on here like that. Pretty much like this. So the radiator actually sits inwards more. The stock fan is very, very thin to the engine and very tight to the radiator. So it's super pain in the ass to deal with. I got rid of that to go electric fans because I knew I was gonna put this coil radiator in here. And even though it has factory provisions for bolting on the fan shroud, I realized that I used to have overheating issues back in the day. And part of it was because I did switch from stock fan to electric fans, but I never did it properly. Here in this car, I'm like, oh, this will give me a chance to do it proper. It'll make my whole radiator fans and radiator kind of stand alone versus just like having it bolted to the fan, bolted to the motor, into the fucking radiator, all super tight. I can put the radiator down a little bit and then slant it some, you know what I mean? Fans also, yeah. The fans, let me talk about the fans. These should be 2000 CFM a piece, each one of these fans. So it should be gangster. Could I get space by removing the fan shroud? Of course. But this is 2024 and not 2011. So I'm learning over the years how to build better cooling systems and like all that shit, watching, you know, other YouTubers and paying attention to other race car builds that don't have these overheating problems or, you know, didn't have them right back in the day. So with all that, I moved the radiator down a little bit, which isn't any benefit whatsoever. It's probably a hindrance, but I did it so I could tilt the radiator forward more towards the front bumper, you know what I mean? To gain me the space to put a fan shroud with fans on there, you know what I mean? And in theory, you can put You can measure out all your distances. Oh, from here to here. Oh yeah, I'm perfect. I got all the shit I need. I have this, I have that. But the reality of it is, can I actually physically put this in here? So it's pretty difficult to put the radiator in there. Yeah, that's the bottom of the line. It's hard as fuck, actually. It's a pain in the ass. And I think what made it easier is I had that core support piece removed, but I can't remember now. So there's a chance that to remove my rad, I have to pull my fan shrouds off, which is super pain in the ass too, by the way, and then pull the radiator out afterwards. So hopefully I ain't gotta do that funky shit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's talk about another thing. My coil packs. So I bought this bracket, and this is an RB to VR38 coil pack bracket. So R35 GTR coils, which are those, and this is the bracket adapter. Now, I didn't want to go with PRP. Let me rephrase that. I wanted to go with PRP, but I didn't go with PRP because the kit was like almost $400. And I'm like, that's a little expensive. And that doesn't include coil packs, by the way. So with coil packs, like their brand new coil pack and their whole kit is, I think, is like $1,100. So that's a lot of money. And yeah, I can't be just dropping that kind of money for just this part right now. I got other priorities in this car to still, got a lot of shit to buy for this car still. So anyways, I found this bracket on eBay in Australia, and I'm like, oh, very similar bracket. I should just buy this and go. So I didn't realize that this bracket is designed for these coils, I think, to sit up high just like that, like just how they're sitting like this. So unfortunately, those sit up really high. Looks fucking stupid because you can't put the factory cover back on. So PRPs, let me rephrase this, hold on. PRP shit's nicer, that's it, right? That doesn't look great. Not the worst look, but not great, right? PRP comes with coil stocks, so that way it's shorter instead of so tall and long. And then that way, their bracket adapter piece, this, actually sits in the channel down there where all of these brackets would fit, right? So their fits with the factory coil pack, with the factory coil pack cover, and their shit works great. And it comes with the wiring specialty harness, which I have here. So like, with all those things, I'm trying to save myself a little bit of money right now. Basically, think of it as like getting my foot in the door. I want the VR38 coil pack conversion, which I have, and I have the wiring specialties harness, which is right there, which sucks because I actually have one that I just bought for this. So this is brand fucking new. This has been the car fired up on this like one time, literally, you know what I'm saying? And each coil pack harness is like $120. So I've got like $200 something in fucking coil pack harnesses. And it just sucks because I started feeling like I can't trust the coil packs from my RB anymore. Because back in the day, I never once had an issue with any of these coil packs whatsoever. But then now, it's strange because when we fired up the car for the first time in 10 years, 2 coil packs died, and I'm like, yo, those are my original coil packs that had 0 issues. They haven't been run, nothing fucking happened with them, and they fucking died. Really crazy. So then, swapped out the coil packs and did this, did that, and I'm like, man. And the harness started breaking, and I'm like, yo, how is this harness falling apart in my hands? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. So I ordered the specialties harness, and then I just started thinking about it more and more and more, and I'm like, you know what? I need to just upgrade my coils to a modern coil pack, get rid of the igniter chip, which is this, right? So no more of this guy, because this is a big old fucking thing that just hangs out, does nothing. And those are expensive to get now. Whoa. Oh, my bad. So those are now expensive to get. So it's just like, between like buying all this old shit, like if you want to upgrade your RB coil packs, you gotta buy like split fire or some shit, and like you spend like $5,000 on those, and it just like, you're gonna have potentially the same types of issues. Have to run the igniter, have to run these old style coil packs, I gotta do this, gotta do that. The updated shit don't need half that bullshit, you know what I mean? So like, they're smart coils. Those coils are good for more power than this fucking motor will ever make in its life. And they're reliable, and they're modern, I can buy them whenever, you know what I'm saying? So like, the list goes on for like why I wanted to do this, right? Unfortunately, like I said before, I wasn't realizing how these didn't change the coil stocks, and it just leaves them sticking up, you know what I'm saying? Whereas, like I said, the PRP one, it allows you to put them down because these are so much shorter. You know what I'm saying? Like the stocks are like this long on the smart coils. So yeah, that's okay. Keep it Nissan. Ain't putting the LS coil pack bullshit in here. That's retarded. Fuck all that bullshit. Keeping it Nissan, you know what I'm saying? Modern day Skyline to the old Skyline. Transition to transition, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. Like, it's just like little things like that to where I want it to run as good as it can, knowing that it's down really bad on compression in 2 cylinders. 99% sure the head gasket's blown because water disappears and goes somewhere, can't find it. Did the engine swallow some of it because it's been years since it's had water in it? Maybe, but more than likely it's going right out the exhaust, you know what I mean? So I wanted to eliminate any ignition issues. I have no fuel issues. Well, I'm knock on wood, but fuel issues, I should have 0 fuel issues, you know what I mean? Technically I need to set my timing correctly, pain in the ass, gotta figure out how to do that one still. But it's all these like little things that I have to do to the car to like make it run as good as it can. And I want to have my, you know, hood painted, fix all my little spots and make sure my car's repainted. It's going to go gloss black again because I have to go from the backyard to the front yard. You know what I'm saying? Do my whole body work, all my shit. But with this, if I can drive this car to my homie's shop, which is down the street, that's going to be absolutely huge for this car. You know what I mean? And if I can do it without it overheating, yeah, it's gonna swallow water, but generally speaking, if I can just drive it like a human being, a normal person, and I can make it to his shop, which he's like 5 minutes down the street from my house. So if I can just make it there, that is absolutely huge for this car. That's gonna be its first like real drive. I've driven in my neighborhood and like, if I break down in my neighborhood, I just leave the car there, walk home, get my truck, tow it back, no big deal. But if I break down like on the street, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different ballgame. So my whole thing is, I know I have to pull this motor back out at some point. Whenever I do pull this whole entire engine back out, I'm going to redo the entire engine bay. When I first did this bay, I shaved a bunch of shit and cleaned shit up, made it nice, did this, did that. Now that I'm actually experienced in body work and that type of shit, I'm going to be able to go back into this entire engine bay, this beautiful bay right here. Damn, boy. I'll be able to go right back in that whole thing. And I'll be able to just, you know, smooth out, you know, wrinkles like that. And I'm gonna make bolt-in wheel tubs for this thing that are gonna fit for this intake manifold, this charge pipe here. You know what I'm saying? Like the way like this is all set up here, like I gotta put some kind of something in here because otherwise the wheels just throw nasty shit, dirt, fucking everything, just throws it all in there, right? So I don't really want that. That fucking sucks. But yeah, got tons of plans for this car. Oh yeah, so give you an update, one more update. I was working on 240, the now old R32, now the green S13's front control arms, and I got them all taped up because I'm about to paint them and shit. Which you gonna see that shit. You know what I'm talking about? So. This little sleeve here that once was in here, as you can see, I cut me a nice slice in that thing. I did it off camera. I wasn't sure if I was going to end up really chasing this down, but you saw me hammer this P-spin, which is this one, but now spherical bearing, which is fucking sick, and install the ball joint. Still a huge pain in the ass because if you don't use the press and you don't have it dead square, you have it cocked just a little bit in any direction, it just pressurizes, and it goes down a little bit and then it gets stuck. And you have to like figure out how to push it down. This one was harder. This one was much easier for some reason. I was paying more attention when I did this and probably maybe less than I did that. But yeah, this one didn't want to come out. This side hammered right out, no problem. This side, as you can see, like I said, I had to cut this fucking sleeve just to get it to loosen up enough for me to hammer this out. Because I hammered out the whole center, it fell right out on its own practically because it was fucking trash. Then that piece was like very stuck in there, and I was starting to get worried that I was gonna damage the control arm because I was beating the shit out of this poor thing, right? So like, it's tight now because the control arms, I'm gonna throw a little paint on them. The knuckles, throw a little paint on them things too because fuck it, why not, right? And now I'm gonna have the front suspension setup that I had on this car is now gonna be on my green S13. So like roughly how this was is how the green S13 is gonna be, give or take, you know what I mean? And the green S13, that car's gonna get a full transformation too. I can't help it. Yeah, I just can't help it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what it is. But I want you to stay tuned. I want you to stick around. I want you to find the fuck out, you know what I'm saying? Because all I wanna do this year is work on this right here. Even though I have to do oil changes on this, my silver GTR, my lowrider, and my truck. Yeah, so like all my shit needs fucking oil changes right now. And I have oil changes for half of them, the cheap half, the truck and the lowrider, cheap half. The expensive half, both the GTRs, I have to fucking do oil changes for those. They cost a lot of money because it's expensive. Because I buy expensive oil, expensive filters, etc., etc. Anyways, I appreciate you motherfuckers for tuning in. Appreciate you motherfuckers for watching. As always, my merch link is in the description. Link to Instagram, link to the merch, link to everything. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you checking it out. Stay tuned for this car right here. Because this car, I don't know if anyone's done an R32 quite like this. I know everyone's done it a million fucking ways. But just bear with me. I promise you I'm working on it. I promise you I'm going broke. I promise you I'm working every fucking weekend on this car because I want to drive my fucking car again. I want it to be a car I can drive on the street. And of course I want to rip on it. I want to beat on it. There's no point having a sick fucking turbo and RB25 and everything else associated with it. You know what I'm saying? I want this car to be a fucking handful. You know what I mean? Looks sick, just straight fucking handful. So we getting there. There's a lot more pieces left to the puzzle. As you can see how this bumper doesn't fit. Well, that's because the exhaust also doesn't fit. So we're gonna probably redo the exhaust, probably go H-cast or some shit. I gotta still do my wide fenders, but I still have my subframe that I need to get powder coated to go into this car. And then with that, I'm gonna buy all brand new control arms. I'm gonna buy new knuckles, drop knuckles, the whole shaboodle. You know what I'm saying? Super important. I gotta have it all. Fuck it. This car is my Christmas tree. I've had this car. This is the longest car I've ever owned, period. I got it, I think in 09 or 2010 back in the day. So I've owned this car for such a long fucking time and it's like my favorite car. So I wanna make sure it's like as good as it can be. And my problem is like, I'm trying to go from the backyard to the showroom with this thing. And I'm just like, sometimes you gotta go from the backyard to the front yard. So I'm trying to like prioritize where to spend money now versus where to spend money later type shit, you know what I mean? Always a hard thing because I want to buy everything for the car, but I can't buy everything at once. You know what I mean? So yeah, stick around, find the fuck out, and as always, stay sucker free.
I'm by myself, but I don't care 'cause I'm a thug.